somebody's shooting in here at Sandy Hook School.
Okay, what makes you think that?
Because somebody's got a gun. I saw a glimpse of somebody. They're running down the hallway.
Okay.
They're still running. They're still shooting. Sandy Hook School, please.
Newtown 911, what's the action?
It's 10 Dickinson Drive in Sandy Hook, Newtown, Connecticut.
Okay, what's going on at 10 Dickinson Drive?
It sounds like there are gunshots in the hallway. I'm a teacher in the school.
Okay, where are you in the school right now?
I am in the school. I'm in the classroom.
Okay, do you have everyone in the classroom and the door?
All of my students. The door is not locked yet. I have to go.
Okay,
I have to go lock the door.
Keep everybody calm, keep everybody down, get everybody away from the windows, okay?
Yes. Okay.
Where are you in the school?
I'm in the hallway when you walk in the front entrance if you take a left.
Okay. All right, just try to lock down the school, okay?
We're trying, okay.
All right, bye-bye.
John 911, what's the location of your emergency?
Sandy Hook Elementary School, 12 Dickinson Drive.
Okay, I've got that. What's going on down there?
I believe they're shooting at the front glass. Something's
Okay.
going on.
All right, I want you to stand on the line. Where are you in the school?
I'm down the corridor.
All right, I want you to take cover. Jen, get the sergeant. All right, get everybody you can going down there. All right, let me get some information from you. What makes you think that?
The front glass is all shot out. It kept going on.
Okay.
It's still happening.
All right, what about the students in the front of the building?
Everything's locked up as far as I know. I'm not in the front.
All right, you're in lockdown?
Yeah, they're in lockdown.
Did you see anything out the window?
No, it's still going on. I can't get over there.
Okay, I don't want you to go over there. I want to know what's happening with the students, though, along the front corridors. This is in the front parking lot?
Yes. I'm not in the front. I'm actually down the other part, but I'm close.
Okay. Do you see anything or hear anything more?
I keep hearing shooting. I keep hearing popping.
Guys, shooting at the Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown. It's the 911 ringing off the hook for. I'm going back to the shooting.
All right, Jen, let's get one caller. I'll take my caller. You.
Sorry.
All right, now who am I talking with right now?
You're talking to Rick.
Pardon me? What's your name?
Rick Storm.
Rick Storm, all right. Rick, what is your position with the school?
I'm acting head custodian today.
Newtown, what's the address of the school?
12
Dickinson Drive.
Okay.
Something's happening.
Okay. Jen, hang up. I need you to get off that phone. All right, Rick. Rick?
Yes.
All right, what do you hear now?
It's silent.
Okay.
That's Riverside Road.
All right, now when you say the school is in lockdown,
Both doors are locked. Kids are in classrooms.
okay. So at this time you're defending in place.
Excuse me?
Okay, at this time.
I lost Streamlabs. There we go. And I'm going to play more of that. But let me give my intros. Let me say hi. I got to find you guys. There you are. All right. So let me say hi to everybody. Welcome to my channel. Hey, Susie. My name is PURPLEXEDQT. Laura, any way you want to call me. Doesn't matter. I've been called just about everything. If you were over in Just Angels Live, you'd understand the rumor song. If you weren't there, I'll explain later. So, all right. If you guys haven't watched the video from this, go check out the video that I made. One of the things that caught now this is number 7. Obviously, we're going more than 50 in 50 days because some of these cases are worth talking about. And last night, something else came up, so I didn't talk about it. But it really saddens me when I hear these people say that it didn't happen. Sandy Hook happened. Sandy Hook is, hey, Val, is one of the, not even one of, the most horrific crime to ever happen in the state of Connecticut. All right, Stephanie, I would love to debate this with you if you want to come on panel. I can assure you that thousands of police officers, thousands of cops, thousands of fucking firemen were not involved in this scam. The whole town was not involved in this scam. Real people died. The only people that don't seem to believe it happened are Alex Jones supporters, because there's a reason why every single judge has awarded the parents of these children. There's a reason why so many things have transpired from Sandy Hook, and I'm going to show some of those. But let me also share this. Hold on. Yep. Okay. All of these fire trucks, all of these police, they're not all in some kind of scam. So if you want to say it didn't happen, you would have to include every single fucking fire person, every single fire chief, every single hand that was there to help. You'd have to say that all these people are involved in this scam, and not one of them ever said a word. Not one of them ever leaked anything. It makes absolutely zero sense and zero logic. There's no logic to think this didn't happen. It's like saying that there were no planes during 911. It is ludicrous. The Adam Lanza had psychiatrists, psychologists. I mean, like, just to say is a hoax is ridiculous. A vintage gal, I don't know, but some people say it is. But Stephanie, I can tell you it did happen. I happen to know somebody whose friend was killed during this. But we're going to get into the conspiracy theories. But I can assure you that full fire departments, police stations, parents, everybody was not involved. The conspiracy theories started from Alex Jones. That's where they started. Then Alex Jones people escalated it. You did tons of research on this. Full-on drama. Trust me, it happened. Let me move on. A friend of mine, a friend of a friend, nobody that I knew personally, or as a friend of my cousin, somebody died. So it was someone's friend. Why do people why do people like Alex think it's not true? Because Alex is an idiot. That's why.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I needed for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils, too.
These new socks?
They can be a real lifesaver.
I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
This year, my mom...
So, full-on drama. You gonna tell me that's fake? That they put all this money into this for no apparent reason? 54 pages of grand jury. Oh my God, Stephanie. Don't even get me started on this bullshit crisis actors. I've been fighting this for a long time. Let me show you something. Hold on. Let me stop screen sharing for a minute. Is the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my entire fucking life. Let me find that picture. Oh, where's that picture? There's one. Hold on. All right. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this, but it's easier than clipping each picture. Hold on. So for anyone that thinks this is fake, so all this is fake, and they spent all the money doing this. Then they spent all the money on this. Then they spent the money on this. They spent money on this. They spent money on this. He's just a crisis actor. Where's the one of her? Okay. This picture, I hope you guys can see it. They look nothing alike. Nothing. So this girl was pegged as being a crisis actor. This girl looks absolutely nothing like either one of these. That is like saying that all blondes look alike. Their eye set is different. Their bodies are different. Everything about them is different. It absolutely blows my mind that people think the shit it didn't happen. It's fucking crazy. Absolutely crazy. What the hell do Christmas decorations have to do with anything? Like, for real. Unbelievable. These crisis actor bullshit is so dumb. She totally is what? I'm telling you right now, unless a conspiracy theorist wants to come up here and debate, I will remove. I don't care if you're my best friend. I can't deal with ignorance. Absolute fucking ignorant. The worst tragedy in Connecticut history. And you wanted roll it up because of something Alex Jones started. Please. Please. So either come on panel or carry on. Your choice. Yeah, everybody's lying. Oh my God. Again, if you want to come on panel, you're more than willing to debate. But I will not sit here and debate in a chat with ignorance. It's not going to happen. He did have big issues. He also killed his mom. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't. Okay. I seriously can't. Don't even. HCCT Live. I don't know who you're talking about. How do I get on? You drop a link. I dropped you a link. Exactly, little Laura. And the whole community was against it. The whole community was in on this secret. The entire police force, everything. This is the power that Alex Jones has. In it, 27 people were murdered. And it is the worst killing in Connecticut history. But let's just dismiss it because Alex Jones started this rumor, which he then lost. Moderator? I'm not sick at all. Stephanie, there was nothing weird about the interviews. People go through different emotions when something happens. No full-on drama. That's not what happened. That was a rumor, full-on drama. See, you guys are all saying fuck Alex Jones, but Alex Jones started this. And then all of Alex Jones' followers started their own campaign. The teacher went to jail. I know, moderator. The teacher that started that rumor went to jail. Everybody was arrested. Alex Jones is an idiot. But everything started from Alex Jones. Exactly, Domery. They said Parkland didn't happen. I know somebody that fucking died in Parkland. I personally know somebody that died there. And I've heard the same conspiracy theories that it didn't happen. Bitch, it fucking happened. I totally agree with you, Denise. What are you talking about, grand jury material? The kid's dead. The kid shot himself. What grand jury material? You're talking about grand jury material about a lawsuit? That has nothing to do with anything. So November Rain, what weird stuff happened? Yeah, some people in the chat believe otherwise. Anyone's had their kid murdered in school. Imagine having Alex Jones followers her. Oh, I agree with that. Nancy Lanza was shot dead. Her son was shot dead. I mean, her son killed himself. HCCT Live, withheld from investigation. There was no investigation. They were both dead. It didn't matter what their investigation was. They were both dead. The mom was dead and the kid was dead. So there really wasn't a big investigation. I don't know who he is, but my parents loved him till he started the scam. My question is, how did Adam Lanza's mother miss all the warning signs? How did every shooting miss all the warning signs? Her grand jury involvement was too... What?
Sometime in the early morning hours of December 14th, a very disturbed, reclusive young man named Adam Lanza went into his mother's room and shot her dead in her sleep. A few minutes later, maybe hours later, he got into a car and he drove to Sandy Hook Elementary School. About 9:35, he shot his way through locked doors with an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle that was owned by his mother, and he began a 10-minute rampage that left 20 children, all 6 and 7-year-olds, and 6 adults who cared for them dead. In 10 minutes, Adam Lanza got off 154 rounds from a gun that could shoot up to 6 bullets a second. That high-powered gun assured that every single child that Adam Lanza shot died. Lanza shot most kids multiple times. Noah Posner was shot 11 times alone. The state's veteran medical examiner, who'd been on the job for decades, said he had never, ever seen anything like this. But several children did escape. 6 kids were courageously hid in a classroom closet by their teacher, Victoria Soto, who shielded her kids from the bullets and died that day. 5 other kids ran out of the room when Lanza had trouble reloading. 5 kids alive today because the shooter had to stop and switch ammunition magazines. And whether it's because he had trouble reloading again or because the police were coming into the building at about 9:45, Lanza turned one of his weapons on himself and the massacre ended. But not before 26 people were dead. That's the reality. And the worst reality is this. If we don't do something right now, it's going to happen again. It would feel really good if Daniel Barden got on the bus this morning to go to school. Daniel was an immensely compassionate little kid. He was always sitting next to the kids in school who sat alone. He never left a room without turning the lights off. When his family would go to the grocery store, they'd leave the store, they'd get halfway across the parking lot, and they'd turn around and Daniel wasn't there because he was still holding the door open for people who needed a way out. He loved s'mores. It would feel really good if Anna Marquez Green could still sing all those songs that she loved. She sang and performed everywhere she went. She came from a really musical family. Her mom said that she didn't walk anywhere, that her preferred mode of transportation was dancing. She loved most to sing and dance in church. She loved it when her parents read to her from the Bible. Feel really good. Ben Wheeler got to enjoy this beautiful spring day outside today. He was a piano virtuoso. He'd already done a recital and he was 6 years old. But what he really just loved was playing outside with his older brother, Nate. They loved to play soccer together. The morning that he was killed, he told his mom as they were leaving for school that he wanted to be a paleontologist when he grew up. He said, "That's what Nate's going to be. I want to do everything that Nate does." So that's our task. Beat back all the naysayers and say that we can't do this. that we won't change the way things are. I believe we can. I believe that we're good enough to drown out the voices of the status quo and the lobbyists and the political consultants. I think that in the next couple of weeks, we're good enough to change the way things are. And finally, I want to tell you one last story to explain why I know that we're good enough. I think that when we see people in need, when we see children stripped of their dignity, we are just too compassionate a people to close our eyes. I know that sometimes we wonder what we really are inside. Are we truly good, or is goodness a learned behavior? And it may sound strange, but after December 14th, I just know the former to be true. Because after and during the shooting, as if to swallow up those 10 minutes of evil, millions of acts of infinite kindness just rained down on Newtown. From the teachers who protected those kids, to the firefighters who didn't leave that firehouse for days afterwards, to the just millions of acts of humanity and gifts and phone calls that came in from the rest of the world. And because of Anne Marie Murphy. Anne Marie was a special education teacher charged with the care of Dylan Hockley, this little boy, a wonderful, gentle, little 6-year-old boy. He was living with autism, but he was doing great at Sandy Hook Elementary School. Anne Marie loved Dylan, and Dylan loved Anne Marie back. There was a picture on his refrigerator of Anne Marie, and almost every day he'd point to Anne Marie with pride to his parents. Nicole, his mom, who's here this week, said at Dylan's funeral, she said that when she realized Dylan wasn't going to show up at the firehouse that day with all the other kids who were returning from the school, she hoped she'd see Mrs. Murphy, but she knew she wouldn't. She knew that Anne Marie wouldn't leave Dylan's side if he was in danger. And she didn't. When the bullets started flying, she brought Dylan into her arms. She held him tight inside that classroom. And that's just how the two of them were found.
So all of these adults are faking it. They're all lying. Someone is putting their kid out there who didn't really die in any of this way. I mean, if you really take it through, you guys make no sense. The conspiracy theories make absolutely no sense.
On Monday, Nicole flew down here to Washington with myself and President Obama to try to make the case that things need to change for Dylan, for Anne Marie, and for the thousands of other people before and after who have been killed by guns. And as Nicole and the other parents walked up the steps of Air Force One, one mom raised a piece of paper above her head with a note that she had scribbled on it that day. And the cameras caught the moment. The note just said simply, "Love wins." I believe today, more than I ever have before, that if we are truly doing our job here in this chamber, then love has to win every single time.
And I just want you to know that on January 27th of 2020, Wolfgang Halbig, 73 years old, was arrested and charged with unlawful possession of personal identification in Florida and accused of tormenting Sandy Hook parent Leonard Posner. The arrest come nearly a decade after the 20-year-old Adam Lanza stormed into Sandy Hook in Newtown, Connecticut, with a Remington Bushmaster AR-15. He's a former contributor to the far right. Oh, listen to this. Let's listen to this. I'm going to show you guys so you don't think I'm lying. What a shock. Halbig is a former contributor to the far-right media outlet InfoWars, hosted by Alex Jones. Shocker. Total shocker. So all of these people are lying. Oh my God. I can't with these ignorant people. I can't. I seriously cannot. I'm not even entertaining these dumb conspiracy theorists. I'm really not. If you want to come on panel and have a say, I'll be happy to debate with you. I'm not reading chat. I'm not doing it. Sorry, not going to happen. Join the dots. Yeah. So if anyone is not really familiar with the case, so there was a school shooting. Then you don't know much about it, Stephanie, because his grandmother spoke out. Neil was pretty big in it. When he first spoke out, the FBI visited the house and threatened him. Okay, FOD. Keep listening to your bullshit conspiracy. I'm not doing it. Hold on.
This day, when
not what I wanted. And by the way, Chuck, to answer your question, just so you know, to answer your question, the reason why you don't see all 700 kids together, because no school puts all 700 kids in one picture. It's a ridiculous statement. And in Christmas stuff, there was Christmas stuff. They just were in the main office. So you might want to go with your facts a little better. November 8th, I've asked them all to come on panel. So far, nobody's coming on panel. It's really not intriguing. It's disgusting and sick. Because they're spitting out bullshit that's not even true. And stuff that's been regurgitated in the press, while this remains to be the most heinous crime to ever happen in the state of Connecticut. And like I said, any conspiracy theorist wants to come up here and debate me, they're more than welcome, but I will not answer them in chat. Not going to happen. The whole crisis actor theory is the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard in my life. Every time someone shows me a crisis actor, I show them how they don't even look remotely alike. All right, so if you're not familiar with it, because they are ignorant, November Rain, they are ignorant. And that's because, all right, I'll give you an example, November Rain. They're hiding behind a screen. They're saying all this nonsense behind a keyboard. I've dropped a link 3 times for one of them to come up and prove their case. But they can't. They won't, because they're pussies, just like Alex Jones. And I get very aggravated with conspiracy theorists that won't come up. And I agree with you, but it has to be a debate of them coming up here. But none of them are willing to take a link to debate it. So I'll agree with you, Queen Bee, but let him take a link. I've now dropped it 3 times. I'm not going to argue from chat. because they're all robots. I'm surprised that hasn't been brought up next, that they're all robots. So to answer somebody's question, I don't remember who asked it, but somebody asked a question, what is the, what would be the end goal? To be honest with you, the end goal was gun control. That's why they started this argument, is that all the school shootings were in order to get gun control done. Always a day late and a dollar short, like Pizza Kitty. I have plays with hundreds of news videos from Sandy Hook. It's easy for anyone to research. Okay, Chicky Smarter, so why don't you come up here and show it? It's Westworld out there. So again, Chick, then come up here and show it. I can't come out because I can't say it didn't happen. I can respect that, Stephanie. It did happen. The end goal was to not be responsible for 20 kids dead in a failed operation. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, that's what it was. It was some government conspiracy. It was the police and everybody were involved. Guys, it doesn't even make sense. Your theory, when you follow your theory through, it makes absolutely no sense at all. So they did a drill for just children of 6 years old. Oh my God. And you keep believing that. You keep believing that. But Pizza Kitty, that's my point. None of them will come up. I'll even drop a link again. But none of them want to come up. They just want to run their mouth from chat, which says a lot about them. Oh, so now police department was running drugs and guns? Okay, I'm not even entertaining this bullshit. They did not have clips that they were all actors. I'm going to drop this link again for anyone that wants to come up for proof. November Rain, it looks like none of them will. Which only proves my theory. Peekaboo, that's what they're saying. But they have no proof of it. It would mean local, county, state, exactly. Local, county, state, FBI, plus hundreds of parents, hundreds of media outlets, and everyone would have to have the same exact story and never slip an exact word. That's exactly right, Jake. And let's not forget all the judges that were involved. All the judges that are forcing people to turn it around. There is no theory. The theory is this happened. Sandy Hook happened. It was the worst tragedy in Connecticut history. December 14th of 2012, a very sad, lonely, and anorexic 20-year-old with a lot of guns walked into an elementary school, I should say shot his way into an elementary school, and killed 26 people, 27 people, and then turned the gun on himself and killed himself. There is no juicy story behind it. There's no HCCT. Come on, really? I can show you enough evidence. So that's what I'm saying, Stephanie. they just want to sit and chat. That's why I'm not entertaining it anymore. He wasn't unhealthy. Okay, that's where this ends, because he was 6'2" and 112 pounds. He was extremely unhealthy. Yeah, and the cops were running drugs to an elementary school. I can't. I seriously can't. Oh my God. Okay, whatever you say. So it's this big drill, and nobody ever leaked a word. Nobody ever leaked. He looks almost dead. He is so unhealthy. I agree with that, Stephanie. He did look almost dead. I 100% agree with that. You know what? I saw 9/11, and a lot of people thought it didn't happen. And a lot of people thought that it wasn't real.
I made $59 in tips tonight.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
I'm really busy. I broke some glasses. It was so sad.
I now hear the study of the brains. I hear now the study of the brain. They study the brains. He was 100. Yeah, he was 112 pounds at 6'2". He was very, very emaciated. Very emaciated. I don't believe in a God, but I do pray we never see something like Sandy Hook again. Why go after kids? It's the part that still racks my brain. You couldn't get near or see the school. Furthest you could go was the firehouse, and that's normal. There was just a major massacre. That would make perfect sense, chick. Perfect sense. It doesn't matter if he was a vegan. What's Lifestar? What do you mean? I still hear Capone's name for sage, purple sage. They had helicopters come from a hospital that was not even close to the school. Lifestar's emergency helicopter system in Connecticut. Okay. Okay. I'm going to tell you why they were not used. Because it is much more sensible to transport people in an ambulance. There were actually not very many injured. The injured people were transported by ambulance to Danbury Hospital, just 11.4 miles away, by road, straight down a freeway, accessible in less than 14 minutes. Ambulances were already there. Using an ambulance minimizes the movement of the patient. Calling for a helicopter takes a lot more time. The ambulance was quicker and safer. But what's the fastest helicopter that could have got there? In an ideal situation, a Lifestar helicopter can take off within a minute of the call and travels at 155 miles per hour. The straight line distance from the Danbury helicopter pad to the Sandy Hook playing field is 8.7 miles. Helicopters do not magically get to top speed. It takes about a minute each end for takeoff and acceleration. So that's 1 minute until takeoff. That's 1 minute until takeoff and acceleration. 3 minutes and 22 seconds travel. 1 minute landing. 2 minutes loading, takes more time as patient needs moving access to the field. And loading is harder than an ambulance. 1 minute takeoff and accel. 3 minutes and 22 seconds travel. 1 minute landing. 1 minute unloading to the door. Total is 14 minutes and 22 seconds in an absolutely ideal case. If they use the helicopters, if they use the ambulances, they can get there in just 11 minutes. That is why LifeStar was not used. Thank you, honey. So anyone else want to throw another thing at me that I can repeal? So there's your answer, Stephanie. That's why it was not used. So let me also tell you, let's go through why every single mass shooting has conspiracy theorists saying it didn't happen. Parkland, which I can tell you for an absolute fact happened. Las Vegas, Sandy Hook, Columbine, all have conspiracy theorists behind them. So the conspiracy theory behind Sandy Hook is the murders of 20 children and 6 adults at Sandy Hook Elementary School in December 2012 were shocking. But the fact that people out there who believe it didn't happen is downright stupefying. The false narrative that Newtown, Connecticut massacre was faked by the government or some other theory is pushed by a number of conspiracy theorists, starting with InfoWars founder Alex Jones. The truth: they don't think anything bad ever happens. They don't think anyone ever gets hurt. Len Posner, whose 6-year-old son Noah was killed in the shooting, told CNN in 2016, they think whenever they see anything on the web or television that's a crime or mass casualty event, this has to be a hoax. When Posner began to see the hoax content appearing online, he worked to take it down with video depicting false evidence and created an organization called the HONR Networks to help him do so. Newtown. It's not Newtown. It's Newtown. Newton. It's not Newtown. Do I believe in any conspiracy theories? No. I go by scientific facts. That's also why I don't believe in God, because to me, God is a conspiracy theory. It's not Newtown. It's not 2 words. It's 1 word. And I grew up in New York. It's 1 word. It's not 2 words. Okay. I'm going to prove to you that you're wrong, and then I'll take that apology. And you can stop arguing with me when I know I'm right. It is Newton, Newtown, whatever, but it's still 1 word. Newton, Connecticut. Newton, Connecticut. It's 1 word. It's not 2 words. It's 1 word. I said I might be saying it wrong. I did say that. But it's still Newton, Newtown, whatever. But it's still 1 word. They were saying it's 2 words. It's not 2 words. It's 1 word. Yeah, but all right, Chick, let's look at the way you did that. You said Newtown, not Newton. No, it's Newton. I see what you're saying. All right, my bad. It's still 1 word, though. I still say Newton. Either way. You guys make it out like it was 2 words. It's not 2 words. You wrote it as it's 2 words. So, anyway, I'm going to say this again. All the conspiracy theorists, would you like to come up here or not? And I'm still waiting for more that I can debunk. Just so you could see the Soji. I don't understand that November rain. No, but I don't know what you mean by that. Maybe I missed that. Stephanie, they have no facts. They have conspiracy theories. I have the facts. They have conspiracy. There's a big difference. That whole spreadsheet of school shooting kill counts. He wanted to have the most. Look at pic of opening. They all climbed through the broken window. So what do you want to know about it, though? Give me something to actually debunk. Okay, so I know that I'm not fucking crazy. Look at this. All right, I am not crazy, and I'm going to show you guys something that's going to blow your mind. Because I knew I wasn't crazy. Newton, Connecticut, 1 year later, galleries, journal now. The learning experience, Newton, Connecticut, in Newtown, Connecticut. I knew I wasn't crazy. Newton, Connecticut, 1 year later. See? I told you. So maybe they changed the name, but I know back then it was Newton. So there. Full-on drama, who claimed it? You're saying someone claimed it. Who claimed it? Okay, so November Rain, you have family there. You have family there, and you're entertaining that this didn't really happen? I'm confused. I think it's 5 words. But the point is, this is how I remember it, was Newton. Newton. I remember it that way. In Newton, Connecticut, in Newtown. I knew I wasn't crazy. Obama did say Newton. November Rain says she has family there. Oh, I see. Yeah, but being that you have family there, you know it happened. That's my point. I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew it was Newton. I knew I saw Newton. I'm not losing my mind. No, I'm just saying, I wasn't losing my mind. I knew I saw Newton. Obama's an asshole. I agree with that. Oh no, I know he didn't say it didn't happen. Newtown. Why did FBI crawl through window in Sandy Hook? Okay. So the FBI had released in 2017 more than 1,500 pages of documents into the investigation of December 2012 shooting at Sandy Hook, where Adam Lanza killed 20 first graders and 6 educators before killing himself as police arrived. The records also say there was evidence that Lanza had began contemplating the attack as early as March 2011. The shooter did not snap, but instead engaged in careful, methodical planning and preparation. The FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit wrote, the shooter was fascinated with past shootings and researched them thoroughly. The shooter shared many similar characteristics and behaviors with other active shooters. The Behavioral Analysis Unit document did not say what evidence there was that Lanza had a pedophiliac interest in children. But another document says an unidentified woman told the FBI that Lanza said adult-child sexual relationships could possibly benefit both parties. The woman who said she had an online relationship with Lanza for more than 2 years before the school shooting. That's all hearsay. So now we have the FBI that is also faking it. The FBI is also covering for them. So think about this. So not only do we have the entire police department, we have the juries, we have the judges, we have everybody that is involved. Now we have the FBI wasting a ton of money. The FBI is now covering for people. FBI behavioral analysis are wasting all this time. State police radio calls that responded to Sandy Hook for 20 minutes could not be retrieved. That's a lie. State Police Lieutenant Vance quoted there was a glitch. How do you figure they were sent out in 5 minutes? So I don't know what you're talking about. It was sent out in 5 minutes, literally. Top Cop, that's because I'm fighting with these fucking assholes in chat. So if you don't like it, is someone holding a gun to your head? No. Nobody's forcing you to stay. To the CIA's MK Ultra experiment, Ted Kaczynski had experiments done on him that messed his brain up bad. Always for Sandy Hook, I agree. So, now that the conspiracy theorists have done absolutely nothing and proved absolutely nothing but talk out their ass, I'm going to go back to what I was doing. And that was actually the real case. Look up Sandy Hook shooter 2011 Collins radio station. It's been deleted. So it says he may have called a radio show nearly a year before his rampage, drawing parallels between a Connecticut chimpanzee that mauled a woman in 2009 and a teenage mall shooter or something like that. The newspaper identified the caller as Lanza based on internet postings and confirmation by two of the late shooter's friends. CNN cannot confirm that the voice is Lanza's, but if it is, it could provide previously unknown insight into the mind of the 20-year-old who killed 26 people in Newtown, Connecticut, before killing himself as police closed in. The 2011 call to Oregon radio show, Anarchy Radio, focuses on the story of a chimpanzee shot to death after he mauled a friend in Stamford, Connecticut, where he lived. In the nearly 7-minute segment, the caller identified himself as Greg and speaks in a low-clip monotone, layman's perceptions of the primate after his attack of his owner's friend. It doesn't really say much. So anyway, I'm going back to the case because all these conspiracy theorists are doing nothing but aggravating me. So let's go back to the real facts. Anyway, Actually, who's on second? What's on first? Who's on second? Hold on. All right. So I want to show you guys, I want to read you guys all of the government and political conspiracies that people come out with. Illuminati, false flag operations, 9/11, Sandy Hook, the Clintons, Barack Obama, Jeffrey Epstein death conspiracy theories, FEMA, African National Congress, cultural Marxism, deep state, Sutherland Springs, Trump in Ukraine, October surprise conspiracy theory. These are just the government conspiracy theories. Newtown PD busted for cocaine, heroin, and long guns to bunk away. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So I'm going to go this with HCCT. In 2015, one cop, not 10, one cop was caught completing illegal drug deals inside department building. One cop. One cop. So there goes that. And his drugs were not heroin. His drugs were steroids. No. Newtown police sergeant, dispatcher arrested in alleged steroid ring bust. It has nothing to do with Sandy Hook. It's just more conspiracy theorists. Okay. Operation Juicebox was from California. Just saying. It was from Riverside County, California. Had nothing to do with, I'm not even going with Freemasons. Please, I'm done. I am done with you conspiracy theorists. Mods, feel free to block. I really don't give a shit. Because none of them have enough balls to come up here and actually speak. All they want to do is run from chat. I've already entertained this for 40 minutes. Not entertaining it anymore. So have a good day. Going back to the actual case, and what I wanted to talk about was his anorexia. So he was 6'2" and 112 pounds. And I honestly do not think that people realize what kind of weight, like what that does to the brain. And it's really sad, like really sad, that people just don't realize it. They're not going to panel up. I've dropped the link 15 fucking times. They're a bunch of pussies. So 6'2" and 112 pounds for a man. Good night, Peekaboo. For a man will fuck with the brain big time. Big time. Okay, but Queen Bee, here's the thing. If you can have an opinion, everyone's gonna have an opinion, but when you're gonna say that all these kids didn't die, or all these kids, the government killed it, then why the fuck are you still living in the United States? If you think that our government is that fucked up and that sick, then why you still here? It doesn't make any sense. Believe me, I am not saying our government is perfect, because our government is far from perfect. There is so much shit that goes on in the military that we will never, ever, ever know. There is so much shit that goes on that it would probably make all of our heads spin, like literally spin 15 times around. But the fact is, if you really believe that our government is going to be involved in such a major conspiracy and such a major play that every single person is involved in this crime, from the FBI to analysis to everything. If you really believe that, then you need to not be living in America, because by living in America, then you're just saying that it's perfectly okay for our government to do this. So that's why these conspiracy theorists hold no weight with me. And again, I asked a lot of them to come up here and debate it with me with facts, and I dropped the link a bunch of times and not one of them would. They have absolutely no weight with me. As I said at the beginning of my live, they did this for Alex Jones. It all started from Alex Jones and all of Alex Jones' friends, buddies, conspiracists, whatever, and it's ridiculous. Edward Snowden leaked real conspiracies the government was involved in. We called him a traitor instead of the whistleblower he is. Same thing with Chelsea. That's kind of true too. FOD2. No. Do you believe the JFK story? Yes, I do. Everybody wants to believe in these conspiracy theories because they're easy to believe. But here's the catch. If it was a big conspiracy theory in any of them, how come nobody's leaked? If you look like, where'd it go? Like Jake just said, Edward Snowden leaked real conspiracies that the government was involved in, and we called him a traitor. And he did leak some real conspiracies, and he was a traitor. So explain to me then how this big government conspiracy that we are supposed to be not one family leaked, not one child leaked, nothing ever was leaked. It dismantles their entire theory. November Rain, I would have a lot more respect for them if they came up on panel. Then I would have respect for them. I don't have respect for people that won't come up on panel. If you're going to say that this happened because of government theory, then you need to come up here and prove your case. Stephanie, no, that's what I'm saying. I know people that were what are they called? Like Navy SEALs and stuff. Believe me, there's a lot of shit our government does that we will never know. There's a lot of shit our government does that we should know, but we don't. There's a lot of shady shit behind the scenes that we know. That's not debatable. But saying that there were no planes on 9/11, saying that it is ridiculous, saying that, I'll give you an example of what I mean after I finish my thoughts. Saying that this was a government, that all school shootings are government conspiracies is bullshit. I'll give you a good example. Speaking of 9/11, I had a friend that was in the Air Force. I know for a fact, a 100% fact. I've never seen him before anyway, though. Who said it? Who said they got deleted? Oh, yeah, November Rain. I've never seen them before anyway, though. It's not like they were like, Ballet Babe or something. So, and that's what I'm saying, Queen Bee. If they would come up, I would give them a lot more credit and a lot more respect, but they don't. So they're just pussies. Now, I'll tell you what I do know. I know for an absolute fact that the plane over Pennsylvania was taken down by the U.S. military. I know that for a fact. The government had to tell everybody that it was this big thing about, that it was 9/11 and they took it down and, they rescued, all these people on the plane. That did not happen. What happened was our military took that fucking plane down as fast as possible. That's fact. But that wasn't a sexy story. The government did not want the U.S. citizens to know that they took down that plane. That's why it was demolished. Shit like that, I get it. That plane was not taken down by several passengers. That plane was taken down by our government. The U.S. military took that plane down. I know that for a fact. We had to take it down. But it sounded much better to say that the passengers took over the plane. It sounds better to say that. It makes people heroes, but they had to take the plane down. They didn't have a choice. That plane was headed for the Pentagon. And if they didn't take any plane down that was in the air, they were fucked. They had to take that plane down. Or how many more lives could have been, tossed. But that is fact. That's not even debatable. It's fact. So, point being is that something like that, I get where the government would have to do certain things. I'm not saying there wasn't voicemails. I'm telling you, though, that plane wasn't taken down by them. That plane was taken down by our government. We had no choice. The Air Force took down that plane and disintegrated it. They had to disintegrate it. That's why there was nothing left of that plane. It was disintegrated by us. I lost 5 friends, Tower 2, all they're visiting that day. Still talk to my buddy's mom about it. I lost one friend. I only knew one person that died, amazingly enough. Friendly fire, so to say. Well, we had no choice. They didn't know where that plane was heading. They were afraid that plane was headed to the pentagram and our whole government was gone. Gone. But they wanted the whole world to believe that it was taken down by passengers because that sounds better. A lot of people don't know that. And that's one of the things I know for a fact. We took that plane down. from someone in the Air Force that was in the Air Force that was calling the shots that day. That's where I got that information. And that's what I'm saying. That is like absolute fact. That's not even debatable. That is a fact. The whole, did they blow up this building? Did they blow up that building? I don't know. I can't say for sure. I don't know if the passengers' calls to their families were lies. That I don't know. But I do know that the Air Force took down that plane. That is the one plane that I do know about. The Air Force took that down. They had no choice. They absolutely had no choice. Firsthand. He's an old high school friend. I could probably get him on panel with me one day. And he could tell all you guys about it. The whole bombing of the buildings, I don't know any of that. I couldn't tell you that. That's a matter of what you believe. The two things that I know for a fact, for an absolute fact, the one that was disintegrated, the one over Pennsylvania in the open field. The two things I know about 9/11, well, three things. One is that it actually happened. Two, that the Air Force took that plane down. Three, that there were actually people in those planes. Those are three things that I know for sure. I still got mad we invaded the wrong country and let the people funded 9/11 get away with it. And that's a whole nother realm, is why did it happen? This has been my theory from day one. My theory on this has never changed. My dad was down at the World Trade Center when it happened. Thankfully, he walked, across the bridge and he was fine. But I told him that night, and I'll say it again now. But it was a small hit to the Pentagon. It wasn't a major hit. Like, nobody was hurt. Oh, nobody was killed. I believe that our government knew about it, did not know the extent of it, but knew about it, and knew I was heading towards the Pentagon as a whole different, it is a different beast, but that our government knew about it. We knew what was going to happen. We didn't know the extent of the damage that was going to happen. Oh, I was heading to the White House. You're probably right. That we knew it was going to happen. We allowed it to happen, but we didn't think of the damage that it was going to cause or kill that many people. I do believe that our government would sacrifice some of us for the good of a better cause. I do believe that it was all about the war. I believe that they needed something major to the whole country to allow us to go to war, to finish the very thing that George Bush Sr. started, that now George Bush Jr. Was just trying to make daddy happy, and they had to do something major, had to. And the only way that they were going to allow that, the only way that this could happen is if something like 9/11 happened. So I do believe that they sacrificed people for their cause. That's where the government is fucked up, in my opinion. So Stephanie, that answers your question. That's where I think the government is whacked. And that's where I think the government has the most problems, is that they would sacrifice people's lives just to fucking kill someone, just to go to war. And that's just my opinion. And I've had that opinion from day one. And my parents thought I was nuts when I told them that when it first happened. But I do believe that's what happened. 189 died at Pentagon, 59 in the plane. All right. I don't remember. But I thought nobody died at the Pentagon. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. Thank you, Jake. They would do it again. So I agree with you. I think they would. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't believe that our government is innocent. I believe our government is fucked up. I do. Later on, my brother died 9/7. That is what I keep. Oh, I'm sorry, Pizza Kitty. I meant no one in the building. No one in the building. Okay. I didn't think anyone inside the Pentagon, but that's whoever said it before. I don't remember said it. But whoever said it before it was right. That the plane in Pennsylvania they took down was heading for the White House. And they were not having it. They didn't try to. The World Trade Tower, I think it was Tower 1, was bombed in the early 90s, but it was a small bomb and did very little damage. They tried to bomb the trade centers in the basement, but they caught those people. That was around 93. 125 people died at the Pentagon. Now, my own theory, I can't say if it's real or not. I can't say if I'm right or not. My own theory is that I do believe that they never thought that the buildings were going to go down. I actually really don't believe that they ever believed those buildings were going to cave in the way they did, and it was going to have such an effect. I don't know if anybody here has been down to 9/11 before they cleaned it up. It was massive. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you the size of this hole. It was like the middle of Chicago, just gone. I mean, it was so massive, and it was so like, wow. They figured if they blew up the basement, the tower would come down, but the bomb wasn't big enough. Oh, you mean back in 93? My father, it was huge, huge. Like, I can't even begin to explain how massive this hole was. I do too, Top Cop. 9/11, 2001, 19 hijackers, 3/11, 2020, COVID-19, 19 years ago. That is a straight up conspiracy. Straight up. Because COVID was here before 3/11. How'd you guys come back? No. Have you been to the Freedom Tower since it's been built? No, I have not. I haven't been back. I was telling Makeup Monster that. I haven't been back to New York since 2012. When a friend of mine died a couple of years later, but 2012 was the last time I was there. But I want you guys to hear something too.
And all the rooms are locked?
Yes.
Okay, did you see anything out front before this started?
No, I was out all morning.
Where are you in the...
Okay, so the gym teacher told me they saw shadows going past the gym.
Just now?
Yes.
All right. Now, are they running on the outside or the inside?
I would say that was the outside. There's still shooting going on, please.
All right, what about injuries at this time?
Excuse me?
What about injuries at this time?
I don't know of any injuries right now.
Okay.
the driver. What story?
Jen, I need you to call the state police. Just.
This is it. It's still going on.
Newtown 911, what's the emergency?
This is the state police. I got a victim from the shooter here.
Yep.
She's been shot once in the foot.
She's been shot once in the foot?
She's in playground number.
Okay. All right.
Room number 1.
Room number 1?
Yep.
One shot in room 1.
How close are you guys to arriving on scene?
What?
How close are you guys?
Female shot in the foot. You got a female party shot in the foot.
Yep, she's in
by the ambulance.
right by the playground, room number 1.
Oh, I know that. Okay. Where are you? Are you okay right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's room 1 in the school?
Facing the playground.
Where are you?
Facing the playground.
On the playground?
Facing towards the playground.
Okay. Are you safe right now?
I think so. My classroom door is not locked.
Okay. Is there anybody that can lock the classroom door without being safe?
No.
Safe to do so. Okay. All right. Just try to stay where you are. Okay.
Yes, there's children in this room too.
Okay. Try to apply pressure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We have people coming. Okay. All right. Is there any other teacher with you in there, or is just students?
No, there's 2 other adults in the room with me.
Okay. All right. Are they right next to you, or where are they in the room?
No, they're over on the other side of the bookshelf.
Okay. All right. Are you okay right now?
For now, hopefully.
Okay. All right. Just keep an eye on it. Try to keep pressure on it. Okay. We have people heading out there. Okay. Bye-bye.
Hang on.
Never happens again.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I want to recognize the valiant efforts of the first responders from the greater Newtown area. Thank you for your service. And to the families whose loved ones actually made it to the ER, we all tried our best.
Hang on. Well. Okay, so you're going to tell me, conspiracy theorist, that every single person in this room is lying.
Dr. Begg, I thank you for your efforts on that tragic day and for testifying today to try to make sure that Newtown never happens again.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak. I want to recognize the valiant efforts of the first responders from the greater Newtown area. Thank you for your service. And to the families whose loved ones actually made it to the ER, we all tried our best. People say that the overall number of assault.
So all of these people are involved in this conspiracy. Every single one of them would have to be involved in this conspiracy.
Weapon deaths is relatively small, but you know what? Please don't tell that to the people of Tucson or Aurora or Columbine or Virginia Tech, and don't tell that to the people of Newtown.
It's heartbreaking, and it rips open the scabs from December 14th when we hear about the next tragedy. I committed to try to.
Now, all of these people are crisis actors, right? Every single one of them are crisis actors.
Forward some type of change. I can't sit back and be quiet because I knew more tragedies were going to happen and more families were going to be affected.
how many of y'all drive by the Pulse nightclub? I mean, I drive by it to and from work every day. And within the last week, the light on the sign has turned back on. And, you know, that when I first saw that, I thought, you know, am I imagining that?
Was that a conspiracy too?
It's still kind of hard. You know, everybody throughout the hospital system celebrates how everybody was able to pull together and the good that we were able to do.
Take me to the hospital. I don't remember faces. I remember people who talk
very easily. Research. Having some type of change.
Good afternoon. I was asked to just share some thoughts with regard to our response to the Pulse nightclub tragedy. 49 people ended up dying that morning, and almost 60 were injured. And it's increasing with frequency, the number of these events that
same time, and I'm pretty sure
They didn't show anything with Sandy Hook.
Angry about is when I hear on the news that another tragedy has happened. Because I know it was potentially preventable. Other societies in our world don't have this happening on a regular basis.
It's amazing to me. I mean, trauma, if you look at it, if you look at what
Even the very top level classified government secrets have been leaked. People can't keep their mouth shut. That's why conspiracy that big as Sandy Hook would never work. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Well, that'll be a definite fucking strike. If the feds were running guns, those guns ended up on the floor. That's cool. Okay, so let me ask you this, HCC. Let me ask you this. Going on your theories. I'm not sure Laura's understanding, though. Not understanding what? Going on your theories. So the government did all this, and then they did it again in Florida? All right, let me put this out there. Do you also believe in Pizzagate? Oh, so Vegas is a conspiracy too. All right, so everything's a conspiracy. Okay, I can't with these people. I can't. Know what? Exactly, Jake. 100%. He used a Bushmaster XM15 rifle. Oh, Wikipedia is real fucking. They're a real good, real source. A Bushmaster XM15 rifle is what he used, and a 22 caliber Savage Mark II rifle. So the state of Connecticut Division of Criminal Justice did a report for the state's attorney about the shootings at Sandy Hook. Everybody saw him November rain. He shot his way into the school and just started shooting. You want to see a good source? Here's a good source right here. You want to read a good source? That's a good source. That's the official Sandy Hook report. You cannot believe everything you read. We must gather multiple. They proved where Lanza shot almost 85, 90%. Yes, they did. But that's what I'm saying. The report that I just gave you is an excellent source. It was put out by the state. That's the official report from the FBI, from everything. Sandy Hook Promise, exactly. And that's what I said. I opened up with some of their stuff. I said, and all that's a lie too. Nobody saw him walk in. He shot 2 people the second he walked in. What are you talking about? Stop reading Alex Jones stuff. Because the official report does show that how he came in. He walked in. They had just put in new alarm system in the schools. And he just walked in and started shooting. He shot his way through the alarm system. So they saw him come in, but nobody carried guns. Teachers aren't going to bring guns to school. It wasn't like that then. And the 911, everything happened in less than 11 minutes. And a lot of kids got out. HCCT, you want to talk about not knowing anything? You're too much of a pussy to even come on panel. Bitch, please. You know so much, but you're too much of a pussy to come up here and debate it. You just want to hide behind a keyboard. Give me a fucking break. So we'll talk about who knows nothing. No, we have signs on the schools here that no guns allowed. I was like, who's going to bring a gun to a fucking elementary school? Yeah, he was a sharpshooter. He knew what he was doing. I mean, think about it. His mom had all these guns. First person he shot was a girl, and she survived because a book that was in her backpack saved her. Yeah, but he shot 2 teachers as soon as he walked in. Some true crime and some lore. You see, I never shot, no practice. First time, almost a bullet. Good for you. I got a group my husband was jealous of. That's awesome, Michelle. That's what I call red flag waving. Gun-free zones are targets. That is true. Several people did see him shooting, so what to say of them? They're all lying. For what purpose would they lie? You can't say gun control. We've loosened gun legislation, not tightened them. Well, we have cops here. We have cops at all schools. But even at the high school, we have cops at the high school. They're not at the front door. Exactly, Queen Bee. The talks are good, but nobody wanted to come up here and talk. Semi-automatic, you don't have to be a marksman. Jake knows nothing. Because notice there was no reply for what I debunked about the helicopters. Each school here has an officer. Yeah, but you know what, Tiff? Like the elementary school here had an officer, but there's one officer. Just one. What's one going to do if someone comes in shooting? They walk to school, one sits in the office. We don't have one that sits in the office. There's always a cop car there. Spirit theory folks make me nervous because they'll be in a jury refusing hard facts and evidence because they want to believe a conspiracy. Exactly right. I'm telling you, I kept hearing that Florida was another conspiracy. I know for a fact it wasn't. It is scary. Why is there videos of the guns being removed from a trunk in the parking lot? I've never seen that video stuff, so let me check. Okay. I have your answer. Hold on. All right, the guns at this debunk, Sandy Hook, the guns, assault rifle, and gun in the trunk, handguns. The guns at the scene were identified fairly quickly after the usual media confusion, as an assault rifle, 2 handguns, and a shotgun left in the car. This was later clarified several times with the models being identified. Questions persisted thanks to the conspiracy theorists, so the police issued this press release stating the precise model of guns where they were found. Seized inside the school, a Bushmaster 23 caliber model XM15 E23 rifle with high capacity 30-round clips, a Glock 10mm handgun, a Sig Sauer R226 9mm handgun, seized from suspect's car and parking lot, an Ishmash Cana 12-gauge shotgun seized from police from car and parking lot. The case remains under investigation. Some confusion arose because of the video showing the shotgun being recovered from the car. The Ishmash Cana 12, more correctly called an Ishmash or Izamash, whatever, Saga 12 shotgun looks somewhat similar to an AR-15 style gun from a distance, like the overhead helicopter shot. So this is what he used. This is the shotgun. It does look alike. In this photo, you can see the side handle used to eject shells, as you see the policeman doing in the video. Canaverse Saga. Canaverse Saga is the same thing. The name is actually Saga. In Russian, it is written Kanja and pronounced Saga. Well, I'm not going to try to pronounce it that way. The name isn't stamped on the gun when manufacturing engraved Saga 12 for Western buyers. Some theorists claim that the use of a shotgun was identified before the car was opened. They point to this video. However, the police scanner audio there says, be advised, we could have multiple weapons, including long rifles and shotguns. It does not say they have shotguns or a shotgun or even a shotgun shell. Another claim is that media reported 4 handguns the day of the shootings. This is obviously someone was misinterpreting 4 guns as 4 handguns. And it getting passed up the line, it was corrected that next day. December 15, 2012. There's a lot of contradictory information. They say now that were actually 4 handguns recovered inside the school, not just 2. Note, he does not mention the long guns, the XM15 and the Saga shotgun. It seems obvious that someone confused the total of 4 guns recovered at the school with the number of handguns recovered. Adam Lanza used a semi-automatic Bushmaster 223 rifle during his rampage. I am not so sure on that aspect. Have you seen a video of the cop ejecting a shell from the gun in the boot of the car? This guy seems to know what he's talking about guns, and this is what he says. No AR-15 used Sandy Hook. I saved the video and did frame captures. The firearm in the trunk has an operating handle on the left side, blah, blah, blah. Also, there seems to be no information about spent cartridge shells and contradictory evidence about shooting outside the school with accounts of shooters, blah, blah, blah. It's all very confusing. This is the Bushmaster 23 caliber Remington semi-automatic weapon, similar to the one reportedly used by Sandy Hook shooter Adam Lanza to kill 20 children and 6 adults. Guns removed from the car. All I can say is it's weird, as if they wish to stroke conspiracy theories. They state categorically that he used pistols and that it all changed to an assault rifle. It goes on and on. Because they called Laura Plant. Who? Probably less 25 rounds of guns. My little... Oh. I can't say for sure. I don't have available evidence. I hope this doesn't come back onto them. Huh? Bushman is about 5 pounds. Glock maybe 2 or 3 pounds. 6 3 4 pounds. It's less than 10 pounds. It could have easily carried on him. Clips weigh very little. I agree with that. So, point being, you can sit there and fight this all day. The bottom line is these children died, the shooter died, and that's that. People around something like San Diego happens and info is coming in so fast, some media is going to get fact confused. Absolutely. Absolutely agree with that, 110%. All right, I'm going to bed. I'm tired. So sorry this turned into fighting with conspiracy theorists that won't come up. Thank you, Jake Jonas, for being a voice of reason. And like I said, don't mistake me. I wouldn't have had a problem with the conspiracy theorists if they would have not been pussies and come up here. And shoot at teachers who do their jobs for very little pay compared to the importance of their jobs. That's true. Oh. So the one question that I want to walk away from, here's the one question I have for my conspiracy theorists. Round 2 after they gather their notes. No, this is my question that I have. It's the same question I asked in the beginning. Please tell me why an entire town, everybody in it, every single parent, all the money, all the conspiracy not conspiracy theorists, all of the cops, police, FBI, everybody, forensics, all of that. Now, mind you, I believe the school had cameras. So in all of this, nobody ever said a word. Nobody ever called it a conspiracy. Everybody kept their mouth shut. And no, but it makes important because November Rain, think about this. Let's say the conspiracy theorists are right and it was a false flag. All right, let's just give you that. It's a false flag. So not one police officer ever felt guilty. Not one cop ever felt guilty. Not one FBI agent. Now remember, if that's the case and it came from a police gun, but listen, if it came from a police gun, forensics would have found that out. So you would have had to have everybody involved. You're only allowed back if you come on panel, if you want to debate this. So, if you can answer those questions, then tell me how everybody's involved in this big conspiracy that's a big cover-up for the U.S. government. And if you really believe it, Chick, let me ask you something. What I said before, if you really believe this is a big conspiracy, then why the fuck are you still living in the United States? Please tell me why you're still living in the U.S. Because if I believe that our government would kill 20 kids, 26 kids, well, you know what? I wouldn't live here. I'd move to Canada. I think it did have cameras. I think. Hurts my heart. People think it's a false flag. I don't even debate with people on it. I know. They sidetracked my whole thing, but it's okay. But I gotta go to bed. I'm tired. So I will see you guys tomorrow. What case tomorrow? Hold on. Tomorrow is the Delaware chocolate candy murders. The chocolate candy murders. It's the most notorious killer in Delaware history. I agree, Jake. It's people like HCCT Live that harass parents. So, all right, guys, I will see you later. Thank you for a wonderful night. Peace.